The most un-American thing that you can believe, in my opinion, is that another person gives you rights, or one person gives another person rights, or one institution gives another person rights, gives people rights. This is the most un-American belief, okay? And recently I heard someone say that women have rights because men gave women rights. And I was really intrigued by this. I had to look up, like, are they American? And when I found out that they were, I was like, oh, okay. This is a symptom of the corporate institutional takeover of our Constitution and our government. So when we start believing that one person gives another person rights, we can believe that the government gives us rights, because we have fundamentally ignored what made America the great experiment. And we are an experiment. Have we failed? Some people say so, but I don't believe so. Okay, here's the experiment. The experiment is that the founding fathers touched on reality. Okay, the reality of the situation is that we're all here on planet Earth and we all die. We don't know why we're here. We don't know what is looking out our eyes. We are conscious, and there's this reality of consciousness we don't know. But we know that we don't know. Okay, so there is this consciousness. So I think within the understanding of this reality that we don't know, the founding fathers created the idea of inalienable rights, which I believe is the closest any human has ever gotten to touching reality and putting it on paper. Okay, and what was inalienable rights? Inalienable rights means that you have your rights. You can speak. You can write whatever you want. You can assemble where you want. There's all these rights that the Constitution gives us as inalienable. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. You can't kill somebody, but you can say whatever you want, as long as it's not like a violent threat, whatever. Anyway, inalienable rights. You're on this earth, okay? You are on this earth. You don't know. Do you know how we got here? Do you know what happens when you die? Okay? If you say yes, you're lying. The answer is no. And I don't want to take away anybody's faith. Maybe you believe, God created us, and whatever your God is in your religion. You can believe the universe has intelligent design. You can believe, just the clock was set and it's ticking, but there's no God that cares after that. There's a lot of different beliefs you can have, so I don't want to take that from you, but let's remember that faith and belief is not knowing. These things can only exist within uncertainty. I don't know, so I believe. I have faith, okay? The moment you know something, then it becomes certainty. And certainty is not faith. It is not belief. It is something completely different. So, of course, those are different. And I think that is where the reality of inalienable rights comes in, is that anybody who tells you that they know is lying. Nobody knows. So if this man doesn't know and you don't know, why would this man ever be higher than you to give you your rights? There's no way this person can give you rights they don't know. They don't know, you don't know. So you can't give this person rights either. The government is not here to give us rights. Our rights shall not be infringed upon. Okay, the government is here to hold the gobbling monsters of illusion from eating our reality, which is the reality of that you are connected to life. And because you were born and you are connected to life, you're given rights. You just have rights. You're a free person who's born on this earth. And so as we have seen culture change, and, I'll go back. Let's rewind, okay? So the Constitution, inalienable rights, imagine it was an idea that was newly formed. So let's say this is a baby, an infant. It's an idea in its infancy, okay? It has not had time to mature into a full-grown, mature adult idea that can defend itself out in the world. It's very fragile right now. Over time, more and more people have fought against the gobbling monsters of illusion to step into the reality of their own rights, okay? And there is always like this gobbling monster that wants to take the inalienable rights from us. They want to gobble up God or life or the universe, whatever gives us our rights. It wants to gobble that up and become it, where I am now God. I am a government, but I am now the one that gives you rights. So I am over God. And so it's trying to gobble up this reality, okay? So that's why I'm calling it like the gobbling monster. It's like I don't want to say demon, but it's like, that's just like the energy. It's like this hungry monster that wants the reality to be, it is God, it is the one that gives you rights, okay? And it wants you to believe that, because if it can make you believe that, then it's over. No more inalienable rights. The little baby idea that made America special is dead in the crib, okay? It started crawling on the floor and someone came and gobbled it up, okay? The hyena, the lion in the dark, it stole our baby and ate it, and now we don't have it anymore, okay? So we have to be careful. It's really worth noting that we have never seen inalienable rights in its full fruition, and it's very vulnerable right now. It's a baby, it's still a little baby, and we need to fight to create an environment where it can grow up and we can see it come to fruition, okay? So that's the reality. And so I think if we fall for the trap that we, in any capacity, have given someone their rights, we need to humble ourselves immediately. No. I do not give people rights. God or the universe, inalienable rights, where life gave us rights. And while I can enact violence and take those rights away, that is not the same as giving someone rights. Okay, becoming a tool of the gobbling monster that wants to destroy reality is through violence and taking our rights and then giving it themselves. That's not the same as giving someone rights. Okay, so the moment anybody believes that I give you rights, they have become a tool of the government that's trying to gobble up reality as well. Because if corporations can convince you that you gave someone rights, they can convince you that they give you rights. And if they can have you recognize that rights can be taken through violence and that is acceptable, and that the default is nobody has rights except for the ones that can commit violence, we're over. We cannot accept the premise that nobody has rights except for those who can commit violence. Okay? And the ones that can commit violence are the ones that give or take rights. No. These are entities that have fallen very, very far from the Constitution, from what makes America, America. Everywhere, so many places have freedom of speech. Okay? But what made America special was this idea of inalienable rights, okay? This was new. This is special. This is something that not many people have. There's still monarchies out there, okay? There are still people who believe on paper their constitutions, they don't get rights given by God. Their rights are not protected by God, by the fact that you are born, okay? And that there's a link between you and life that's equal to everybody. Everybody is the same. Everyone was born. Everyone will die. Everyone wonders why we're here and why we die. Everyone struggles with the uncertainty of life. And I think we need to respect that. We need to understand that this is American. The reality is that freedom, okay? I'm not going to go into the details about like life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. The Constitution is a living document, much like the Bible. And so I think over time it can be interpreted based, I think that's the Constitution. The people who wrote it understood that things would change, and the true idea of America is inalienable rights. And so we need to find a way to protect this baby, okay? Everything else we can debate. That's not part of this conversation, just because it's a very big conversation. Of course, you cannot infringe upon the rights of others. No man can, no government can, okay? So that's all I have to say today. Let me know your thoughts. Be nice in the comments, or I'll block you. Okay, thank you.